I'm just like you, you're just like me. We can't stop watching these movies. Is it a curse? No, it's a dream come true. Yes, I'm a Barbie girl like you. Hello, and thank you for joining us for another meeting of the Barbie Council. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Brianna.
And every month we're diving into a new movie from the ever-expanding Barbie cinematic universe. While our meetings are available to the general public, the content is not suitable for children. Today, we're covering Barbie, a fashion fairy tale, my favorite, and we're going to figure out in this episode if it's still my favorite.
We finally arrived. Kevin's favorite.
It's 23 episodes later.
Yeah, how does it feel?
It feels good. I will say right now, it still holds up. There's some parts that drag a little bit, that
Yeah.
maybe I just remove from my memory when thinking about this movie, or just try not to think about. But it's not too bad.
Yeah, just
It's
block
not
them
too much
out.
of the movie, which is good.
Yeah. Most of the movie is just A plus plus
It's so
content.
good. The biggest change is the voice actor. Barbie has
Yeah.
changed from Kelly
Kelly
Sheridan,
Sheridan is no more. Well, hopefully
but
she's still out
then
there.
for a little while.
Yeah, she comes back. She does come back. That's right.
Does she
But
come
now
back
it's
for Mermaid Tale 2? Is that when she comes back?
maybe
Because
maybe that's
there's
when she
got to be
comes back.
continuity with Mermaid Tale 1, even though in universe in this movie they explain that this Barbie acted in a Mermaid Tale.
Just with a different voice.
Yeah, but they had to get the same
Uh-huh.
voice back for for this one.
I guess. But now we have Diana Karina as Barbie. How do you feel about the new Barbie?
I mean, can you call it new? It's been 15 years. This movie came out in
You know,
2010. It's been 15 years. I don't know. I feel like we're getting into like the modern again, 15 years old.
yeah. Is
But it's
it
a different
modern?
era. It's a different era of Barbie, and I feel like it kind of makes sense. It feels like a different vibe, kind of.
Yeah,
Um, and I feel like if they were going to make a change at any time, maybe Mermaid Tale would have been the one to do it. Maybe one
yeah,
earlier to like continuity it. But this era, I think, makes sense. The thing that is confusing to me is why she only did a couple of movies and then was ousted like immediately. Because I don't
I
think she's
think there was
bad.
backlash. I think there was backlash from the fans.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Yeah, everyone was up in arms. Got to get Kelly Sheridan back.
I mean, I think the new voice actor does a good job.
I agree. I really like her. I honestly like all of the voice actors who've played Barbie. I think there's been 3, maybe.
Yeah,
But I liked her.
because Kelly Sheridan comes back, and then she's only here. She's only back for a little bit, and then she leaves again for like
Yeah.
the new current voice actor.
Okay, there's
So,
actually
oh,
4
there's four.
because yeah, because for the that Barbie show that was a bunch of shorts, they had a different voice actor for
Oh,
her.
is that Life in the Dream House
Life in the
Adventures?
Dream
Life in the Dream House.
Life in the Dream House. I get that one and Dream House Adventures mixed up. I can't tell you why.
But yeah, Life in the Dream House or Dream House Adventures. The
Oh
life does
yeah,
not include
yeah.
adventures, and there's no life in the Dream
No.
House, but there's adventures in it.
Yes, but there is a different voice actor in that one. So I think there's 4 Barbie voice actors. But yeah, Diana Karina was only in a few,
Yeah,
maybe 3 or
just this.
4.
I mean, she was in some absolute classics,
Yeah, yeah.
including this one, which is labeled as a classic. As we still have not
It
figured
is
out
a
why this one is
it's
labeled
a
as a classic.
I don't recall it being based on any classic material, any literature. Um but there's no princesses in it. There's no mermaids in it. Is there a fairy category?
Yeah, Fairytopia.
Okay. Well, then it should be in
But they're not
fairy.
fairies. They're
You're right.
Flairies.
They're Flairies. What was I talking about?
They have
It's
no
like the
wings.
it's like the whatevers from Thumbelina, the
The
Twillerbees.
Twillerbees, yeah. But the Flairies can fly and the Twillerbees
Yes.
cannot, but they both don't have wings.
Yes. They're a different breed. Okay, so it's not a fairy movie, and it's not a musical, and it's not a holiday.
Why didn't they
So
just make another one? New
yeah, like new, modern.
Paris.
The Paris set.
I'm
Yeah.
fashion. Do they have other ones that
Yeah,
could be fashion?
I feel like definitely. I mean, the Fairy Secret has fashion, but it
And that
also
one's.
has
I
fairies.
guess there's no other movie that would be better in fashion as opposed to another category than
Right.
this one.
So I guess the closest was classic. And I mean, it's a classic to us,
Yeah,
but I don't know who else would call it a classic.
nobody else. I don't think. Okay, so let's get into this one. There's a lot of lore in this movie because this is when we find out that Barbie has been acting in these movies. At one point, she's in her acting trailer and she has a poster of Mermaid Tail. And she
Yes, she
also
also
mentions Three Musketeers.
she's like, when I was in the Three Musketeers, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, so yeah, you have been acting in these films.
And in Three Musketeers, she was talking about going on location to Paris. Is like, no, this is the time
Mm.
that you're actually in Paris. You actually go to the city.
Yeah, yeah, you did not go to Paris and Three Musketeers. I don't know where that was. It was not Paris.
I think it was
Did
just
you go
the
back in
set.
time?
It's just a Hollywood set. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
don't know how
she,
accurate this Paris is to real
I think the
Paris.
Eiffel Tower is in there. It's 1-to-1, and I'm sure that Paris is exactly as bright as it
Oh, yeah,
is in this movie. It like burns
it's
the
in like
retinas.
Technicolor. Yeah.
Everything is just like gold and bright whites and pink.
It's intense. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to a Paris, but I assume that it's like that.
Yeah, this is all I have to base my assumption off of,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
probably like that. So she's an actor and she is playing in a rendition of The Princess and the Pea. Now, I don't remember much about that story. Is there enough in that story to make a whole movie?
You know, I don't think so, but Barbie could do it. I
That's
believe.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why this movie's a classic because there's a classic story within it for like
Oh, you're
10
right.
seconds.
Yeah, they got The Princess and the Pea. That's the classic. You've solved it.
Yeah. And
But
we
they
are immediately greeted to the first of many character skins of previous characters in Barbie movies. It is constant.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
have Queen
Yeah.
Ariana from Island
Island
Princess, the evil
Princess
queen. She plays basically the same character, just an evil queen within this movie.
and The Princess and the Pea. Yeah, she was there for just like a minute.
Did you notice who was filming?
Yes, Break.
Break was filming.
Yeah, yeah, from Mermaid Tale. The
So does
chill,
that
super chill grandpa.
so that means that he is an actor and also like a behind the scenes guy?
He's a man of many talents.
Now then, does this also mean that she has acted in all of these movies, Island Princess included?
Yes.
Because
Yes, from the beginning.
okay. So it's just got to be the ones where she's not telling the story to
Well,
somebody.
no, because those ones were also Barbie in the Nutcracker. So she was acting as those characters, but was it like a fantasy that she and Kelly were sharing?
It's just a movie within a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, because the implication is that it's a story she's telling Kelly, but what if it's also a movie that she's in,
Yeah,
acting
again, and she
in?
just like puts the tape in the like VHS player and is like, "Here, Kelly, just watch this."
Yeah, sit down and watch. But then Kelly's also in the movie that we're watching.
Yeah, so it's like you were there.
It's too deep. It's too
So this
complicated.
is kind of our first movie where it is real life.
Yeah. Yeah, because with the old ones, you could say that the Kelly scenes were real life.
Maybe.
Maybe. What's real?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know anymore.
What
But
is
then the
real
scenes with
is oh, is the
the
zombie
scenes with
peas.
Barbie. Oh, yes, the zombie peas. I love them so much. They're in addition in the Princess and the Pea movie that Barbie was apparently not ready for.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that? So she tells the director like I didn't see this in the script, but the evil queen character read her line that said bring out the zombie peas.
So
So like
she
she
knew.
knew. So there was a version of the script that was out there that had the zombie peas in it, but just Barbie
Yeah,
didn't
they
get it. Now is this because the director assumed that his idea was bad and Barbie wouldn't like it? But he didn't seem he just fired her anyways. It's like why would
yeah,
he care?
or did he want to get her like raw real reaction to the zombie
Oh,
peas?
maybe. That's yeah. It's like a method director.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't think
It's
about
like I
that.
want to strike fear into her heart. Yeah, these zombie peas come out and they start rapping. Is that what they're
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I'm kind of upset that Barbie wasn't about it because I feel like it would have been a great movie. I would have liked to watch the whole thing,
Yeah.
honestly.
Where do you think that was going? They had to they were climbing up the bed. Do you think Barbie's character is supposed to like push them off? Like fall to their
Probably.
deaths?
Yeah, well, they'd splat. Or
Well,
I mean, they would try to eat her brains since there's
her pee.
zombies. What?
Her peas. Because they're peas.
Right, so they're not
What are
gonna
they supposed to be
eat
eating?
vegetables.
Does she have vegetables?
Not that I know. Well, there is supposed to be a pea in the classic fairy tale. There's
So
a
they're just
pea that's
trying to get
under all the
under the
mattresses.
one oh, but then why are they climbing up the bed?
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't know where the pea was.
They gotta search through every match.
Yeah,
They gotta find
yeah.
it.
They got to take the mattresses off one by one to get to the pea.
Oh my god. It's like Barbie, can you just move a little bit? We're gonna be like searching through these mattresses here. We gotta find the pee, okay? Like
Yeah, yeah. But after they find the pea, I don't know what happens in this. I mean, I don't have the script, so
yeah.
I'm in the
Apparently,
dark
a
on
lot of
what.
people don't have the script. Barbie doesn't have the
Or
script.
yeah, Barbie doesn't
She's
have the
just ad
script.
libbing this.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
there's some
she's
great pea puns. We
oh
got
yeah.
the when the peas are done wrapping, they say peas out.
God.
And then the director says peas as.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. It's gonna be a high quality film right there. Can't
Hmm.
imagine why Barbie would wanna change the script at all.
Yeah, yeah. But she does. She confronts the director, Todd, about the
This is
change in the
different than the
script.
Toddster, right? This is not the Toddster grown
I
up
oh,
from
grown up
Barbie
Toddster.
Diaries.
Maybe, could be.
Similar vibe,
Yeah, yeah, he's kind of got bro energy.
but he's
But
not
yeah,
listening. Yeah, he just fires her
no.
immediately.
Yeah, he's pretty brutal too, the way he talks to her.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it was a good thing that Barbie got fired from that movie. I'm gonna be honest. I think that movie would have tanked her career.
What? The
Yeah,
zombie peas?
yeah. I
Wow.
think it was
All
for the
right.
best. Also, you don't have to work with Todd anymore. Like I
Yeah, I
think
mean
that's
Todd was an
also a
asshole.
victory.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. It was probably best for Barbie's career, but selfishly I want to see the rest of the Barbie Princess and the Pea movie with the
We
zombie
just have to
peas.
see it with a new actor.
Yeah, when are they going to release that?
Director's cut. Did you notice that in this universe, Twitter and Google are a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, cuz Barbie tweets about stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta Google it. Is it the first
Mm,
time that
that's
they
right.
like acknowledge like a modern
Yeah,
things
cuz
like
this
that?
movie's so
It
modern.
is very modern.
Mhm. Well, not modern enough because Twitter is no longer Twitter.
It's yeah. It just doesn't
We don't
exist
talk
anymore.
about it.
It's just Twitter in my memory now,
Yeah, yeah.
which is fine.
It can stay that way. But yeah, you're right. They do name drop Google and Twitter.
Yeah, it's modern,
Mm-hmm.
modern time. So we go back to her trailer, and they're already like removing her stuff. Does she
Oh
not?
yeah.
Is this just like? Is this just on set of, I guess, one movie? This isn't like in Hollywood for like other movies. She's only got this one going on, even though
Right.
like
Yeah, I
is
don't think
this?
she's.
Well, she was in
She was
Mermaid
just.
Tale before
She was fired from Hollywood.
from Hollywood. It's just Todd.
Yeah, yeah.
Todd is the
Well,
director of
Todd's.
Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah. Todd has this assistant named Spencer who I really like. He's
Dude, I
always like
didn't even remember his
whimpering.
name.
You don't remember
Spencer.
Spencer?
No, I remember
Yeah, he
Spencer. I
just
don't remember his name.
he tells everybody that they're magic.
Yeah,
Um, and he comes by and just like tears Barbie's star off of her door and throws it in the trash.
it's like that's really petty, isn't it?
I know, you didn't need to do that, Spencer. Chill.
Like I can tear it off and keep it for myself. Is that not
Yeah,
okay?
what are you doing?
So it's at this point that we're introduced again to some of Barbie's friends. It seems like there is another one added to the mix. So we
Yeah,
have
Grace is a new
Teresa and we
friend.
have Nikki, who have been in
Yeah.
past movies. But yeah, then we have Grace as well. Wasn't there a
Who
third
is
friend? Did we
Grace?
lose that third friend?
Yeah, there's definitely
Like for Three
more
Musketeers.
friends. Who is that? Yeah, Teresa, Nikki. I know they add more friends in the later shows, the
Do they
later movies.
remove? Do they remove
I don't.
friends?
Yeah. I feel like you're right that there's a third friend that's missing and it's not Grace. I don't
Summer.
know who Grace is. Summer. Summer
Summer.
was one of the Three Musketeers.
Yes.
Right.
But
Okay. Renee. Renee. Or does Renee come in later?
I mean, at the
I
end
don't
of the
know.
day,
This
it's really
Barbie
only
needs
there to
friends.
sell more dolls. So if they have a new doll line, they'll just introduce a new friend and remove the old friend. It was like with the My Scene web series where Barbie just got removed because they had a new
Yeah,
doll,
bye. But it was just Barbie again.
but slightly different.
Alternate
But
universe
these are her
Barbie,
friends
mirror
in
Barbie.
real life, not acting like they were in A Mermaid Tale. These are
Yeah.
actual friends.
I don't know why Nikki wasn't like one of the main friends because Nikki was just on the phone with her. But Grace and Teresa were like the two main friends in this one.
Yeah, I don't even know why they name dropped Nikki. Was Nikki like in it at all
Nikki just called Barbie to tell her that everyone's shitting all over her on the net,
on the net?
leaving her
You got to
bad
Google it.
reviews. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she was
People
barely there.
saying things like so never liked her.
Peak 2010 right there.
Mhm. But yeah, I
And
don't know why Nikki needed to be there.
they're also still students.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because Barbie was like, "Oh, summer vacation." While summer vacation's still here, like I'm going to go to Paris. Like they're all still students.
Oh,
And
wow. What do
so
you think
they're
she's studying?
handling all of this stuff. I don't maybe she's not
Acting.
studying. Maybe she's just going to show up, but she's got all this other stuff going on.
Yeah, she's busy. She's got a lot on her plate. Maybe it's
It's a
good
lot
she
to
was fired. Now
juggle.
she can
Yeah.
go back to school.
Can take a little break before going back to school, go to Paris.
Yeah.
But then she gets a call from Ken saying that he is breaking up with her and
Mhm.
that she should forget that he exists.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And so what
And
Grace like blocks him and it's like you don't break up with somebody like that over the
I mean that's
phone.
fair.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
fair. I will say, oh, we find out like almost immediately after that it was just a recording that Ken was
Yes.
doing to practice a play or something.
For
with Raquel.
Raquel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
Raquel is such a bitch.
she is. But that recording is pretty impressive that it was able to flow as a conversation with Barbie, like talking on the phone. Like there was
Yeah,
enough
well
of a break for Barbie to be like, "Oh, what? I don't understand." And then Ken starts talking again. Like,
I bet Raquel had the recording and, like, paused it and then started it again.
okay, I guess so. Yeah.
Unless it was timed perfectly, which could be. It could just be that good. Yeah, but it's fucked up what Raquel did. I don't even think she was actually practicing her lines or anything. I think she wrote that script up herself and made Ken say it.
She
But
doesn't
yeah, that
even
was
like
her.
apologize ever.
No,
She kind of
no,
just
she's
disappears like after the first little bit of this movie.
yeah. She'll be back in the next movie
Oh
though.
yeah, she'll be back. But
Mhm.
yeah, they're like hanging out at Wally's. This like I don't even know, surf shop, burger shop, something.
Uh huh.
And like we're recording these lines. Ken didn't even seem too mad when he found out. Like he was like, "Please don't tell me that you like recorded that and played that for Barbie." And it's like, "Oh no, now I have to like go and meet her." Like I would be so pissed off.
Oh, I would be livid. I'd be. I'm never speaking to you again. Like
Like
that.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
There's
you don't
like
do
that's
that.
like full like complete malice. Like you did that entirely on purpose. Like
Yeah,
that was
everything, every part of
premeditated.
that was. Yeah, that was
Like
all
it wasn't just like
intentional.
a, oh no, she thought I was talking to her when we were like practicing this thing randomly. Like no, you called her.
Yeah, and what
Also
did
on
she
his
think was gonna
phone?
happen?
Like did she steal his phone and then
Maybe waited till he went to the bathroom or something.
my god.
Yeah, she's devious.
Yeah, there's yeah, I would not forgive her ever.
Yeah, there's no salvaging whatever relationship that was.
And then on top of that, like Barbie's friends are like, "No, you can't just call her over the phone and say you're sorry. You have to do this grand gesture and you have to fly to Paris." I'm like, "This dude did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He was set up and now you're like, go buy an international flight ticket on
Uh-huh.
literally no day's notice and fly to Paris. Hopefully, you have nothing else going on and apologize for something you didn't even do."
Yeah, yeah. That it sucks for Ken, and it also sucks for Barbie because meanwhile, she's over there in Paris feeling like Ken broke up with her. Like this all could have been made better so quickly if he just gave her a call and
Be
was
like,
and
yeah, like
explained the
I'm really sorry. It
situation.
wasn't, I or just say like Raquel recorded me, like, or just be like,
Yeah.
this is some crazy stuff. I can explain more when you get back, but I just want to let you know that that was, you know, completely not true.
Yeah, because while she's in Paris, she's like looking at pictures of them together on her phone and being all sad about it. Like they could have saved her that
The heartache,
mourning
yeah.
period. Yeah, the heartache. If he just gave her a call. It wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. And then he goes through all of this
Oh my god, his journey to get over there is insane.
yeah. Yeah, he's
I mean,
really
he is a G.
suffering.
He's a bro. Like, oh my god, going through
We
all
love
of that to
Ken.
get over to Paris to apologize. Like, great on him. Also, all of these people are just rich as hell, so I'm sure it doesn't matter. He either
Yeah,
has that
yeah.
money or he's just like, "Yo, mom and dad, can I have some money?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
International flight, that's fine for a
gotta
high
go
schooler."
chill with my girlfriend in Paris for some reason.
It's a whole big misunderstanding. But yeah, Ken got I mean, they both got screwed, but Ken, goddamn, like he did nothing.
This
He was
poor
just
man.
he was helping a friend and got
That's
completely
what you
set
get
up.
for helping a friend, I guess.
Oh
Yeah, and then
man.
yeah, his whole journey is just this poor Ken. He really goes through it.
Yeah, so what he starts he like flies out of LA and then ends up in Pittsburgh where the flight gets grounded because of a storm.
Mhm.
And so then he needs to take a
He
train.
well,
No,
he
he
gets
takes
a
a
ride with
car. He takes a
with
ride with an uncle of one of
Teresa's farmer uncle who has this pig
the
who's
same
in the
pig from like
car.
Three Musketeers
Mhm. Mhm.
who eats his jacket.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
And then
noticed
he
later
misses the
on that
train.
there's a scene that his jacket is actually eaten from the pig,
Oh,
which is
nice.
a
I'm glad
detail.
they they included that.
Oh, also on the flight, this is this is my tag. There's this just demon child
You're
on
the
the
demon
flight.
child?
No, I am Ken, who is
Oh,
sick of the demon child shit.
yeah, that checks
Um,
out.
what is going on with this kid? Where are his parents? Like,
Yeah, he's just alone sitting with Ken.
and yeah, he's just talking on the phone, being like, "Oh, I'm grounded. I got to figure out how to get to Philadelphia." And this kid is over here, just like yelling and screaming in his face.
Yeah, somebody needs to wrangle this child.
And then Ken, he's got so many good lines in this where he's like, "Shh," or "Are you finished?" He just like snaps at this kid. And then
Well,
at
it'd be
one
so
point,
hard not to just like smack this kid.
yeah, just
Just
like,
so
yeah,
fucking
punch this kid to the
annoying.
ground. Deserves it. And then all Ken does at the end is just give him a taste of his own medicine and just like get up in his face and just be like, yeah. And then this kid starts screaming.
Just bawling. Oh, and he snots all over Ken's arm.
Oh
His
my
bare
god.
arm.
I it would it would take so much of my willpower to not just like punch that kid across the plane.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
"Where are your
Same.
parents?" Oh my god. And if this kid was this
Seriously.
annoying when they were sitting, on the tarmac, what was he like when they were flying from
Oh,
LA to Pittsburgh? Had
oh my
Ken been dealing with
god.
this for like 4 hours?
Torture. This kid nonstop just screaming.
Oh man.
Wow, what a trooper.
Ken is the strongest warrior. He
Mm-hmm.
he deals with
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Yeah, he has like the worst luck.
Yeah,
He like
yeah,
misses
he
he
sleeps
misses the
past his
bus.
train stop,
Mm-hmm.
and so then has to
Oh,
like
and
wait for
that's
a
when
taxi.
we see another character from the Three Musketeers, the
Oh
old
yeah.
lady.
The old
She's
lady.
sitting next to him on the train.
I guess at this point they're all just actors, right? And so it's all like extras or something at this point,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is how they justify it. But no, no, it's not. They're not actors. What am I talking about? These are real people in this universe. They're not acting.
Oh
This
my
lady
god, you're
is
right.
in Philadelphia.
And then the guy in the farmer guy, isn't he's one of the construction workers from Thumbelina.
Is he? There's two. No, the two construction workers are the taxi drivers.
Oh, was it the taxi drivers? Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. That was a different guy.
Yeah. So the first taxi driver when Barbie gets to Paris is the skinny construction worker guy from
Right.
Thumbelina. And then later on, there is the big one, the fat guy is also a different
Yeah,
taxi
he's a
driver, I
different
think.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But again,
so many.
these are real people in like different countries. How are they in these
Yeah.
other movies?
Hmm. Hmm. It's not making a lot of sense.
I don't I don't get it. Yeah, Ken goes through a lot. This man for nothing, like he didn't do anything and he just has to deal with all of this.
Yeah, he rips his pants too at the
He didn't
airport.
bring luggage on this trip
Oh, yeah,
because
you're
he
right.
was still
He just
wearing the
went
ripped
for it.
pants. He was just raw dogging this trip. Like he didn't have time to go home and pack like even a backpack.
Yeah, I don't think Grace would let him. She was just like, "You gotta go."
And it's like, no, I need clothes. And like this is also flight all the way to, can I bring a book or like a game or something to
No.
occupy myself for the next like 12 hours?
God, you're right. He had nothing.
Yeah, he didn't have a backpack, he didn't have a suitcase. So when he ripped his
Jeez.
pants, he was just on his own.
Yeah. Did not what
He just had
no
to go
change of
through the
clothes.
airport with ripped pants and then go all through Paris with ripped pants to get here, to get
Yeah.
to get to Barbie.
That's how much he loves Barbie.
Oh my god. Strongest warrior, Ken.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, back to Barbie. She goes to Paris because, of course, her Aunt Millicent is a famous fashion designer.
She knows
Very
everybody.
convenient. Yeah.
Her family
Hmm.
line is filled with successful people.
Yes. Yes.
Did you notice she was walking through Paris and she's got an umbrella? The pattern is on the inside of the umbrella,
Oh,
but not on the
that
outside.
I have seen umbrellas like that.
Okay. It's a very interesting
Uh,
choice. I would
yeah,
think you'd want to show off the pattern to other
you would
people.
think.
Like what good
What
does
was
it
the?
do if it's on the inside? It was just kind of I think it looked the same as all of the transition art where it's got all of the different little
Oh,
designs. I think it looked
yeah.
like that.
Huh. Well, it was just for Barbie. No one else is allowed to
Yeah,
see it.
Barbie's very fashionable.
She is. I love her little rain jacket moment. Her little yellow rain jacket and then her pink boots. It's very cute.
She was ready. It was
Hmm.
pretty nice weather when she got in, and then it just started raining kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, how did she know?
But she was ready. Good thing she
Well,
brought the umbrella.
she packed. She came
She did. She
prepared.
had time.
Unlike somebody we know.
She just has nothing. Hopefully, it
Yeah,
doesn't rain on
yeah.
him. He sure as hell doesn't have an umbrella.
Oh, it did rain on him
Oh, it did. Yes, that's
in
true.
one
Not
of
in
the
Paris, but
scenes.
in a different area. Yeah. He's got the one
Yeah.
like jacket.
Yeah, that
I don't
got
think it was
eaten by the pig.
waterproof.
No, it was not pig proof either.
So when she gets to Millicent's first, she runs into Jacqueline, the fashion designer across the street, who is our villain of this movie.
Hmm.
And this stuff makes no sense. So
Yeah.
Jacqueline, she even says it herself. It's not just Millicent who says this, that she copies Millicent's designs. And it's basically like, oh, I've
Yes.
I've copied her designs and now I'm the one who's more popular, which I mean, even on its face, like if you copied it, wouldn't it if you copied it straight up, it would just be one to one. Why would anyone care? Which means that she has to improve it to the point where other people care more about her designs. But even if it was a copy, it's weird, but it's not a copy. These are completely different designs. Like
They look
they're not even
nothing
in the
alike.
same market. Like
No.
customers who go to Millicent are like the very traditional Barbie dresses, like the pinks and the
Yes.
flowy frilly. Jacqueline is completely different.
Yeah,
Like
hers are all like
Vogue,
angles.
modern, like
Yeah.
how
Kind
in
of
the
dark.
world did she take Aunt Millicent's designs and say that she copied them? I don't where is the copy?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. Like she did say that she copied other designers too, but then later she's talking about how since Millicent is going out of business, she doesn't have anything to copy. So then it sounds like she's only copying Millicent's stuff. Was this like Millicent's early line?
Yeah,
Like did she have a
did she have a
different style?
no, but like there was a point where they were Barbie and Aunt Millicent's assistant were like making new dresses and they were using old designs as inspiration. And Aunt Millicent was like, "Oh, this is from my first fashion line," and it looks similar style as all the other ones, a very traditional flowy Barbie dresses. So this is
Yeah,
how it's
yeah,
been the
you're
whole
right.
time.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know what they're copying. It's not Millicent's designs.
No,
It's something
they're
else.
completely different. And because they're so different, I don't know either uh, the customer base has moved to something new, I guess, because they should not be in the same market. Like these are completely
No.
different customers going to buy these certain things. I don't know how they can't coexist unless Aunt Millicent's designs have gone out of fashion completely, in which case you're not copying because you've got an entirely different fashion style.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
And the
I
fashion
also
looks
kind of
good.
I was gonna say I kind of prefer. some of Jacqueline's looks. Like especially the ones she wears, she and her assistant Delphine, the fashion they wear is like pretty legit. I would
Yeah.
wear some of that stuff. The fun fingerless gloves, some of the patterns. Of course, a lot of it's green, like the acid green, because they're
That's
evil.
evil. Yeah.
Yeah,
Green is
very evil
evil.
coded. But their looks are fresh. I'm a
Yeah.
fan.
I think they should be able to coexist just fine alongside Millicent. It wasn't like a running out of business thing. It was like different styles.
Yeah, yeah. She's not copying. They're totally different.
If she's copying, it is purely based off of inspiration, which would mean that Barbie and Aunt Millicent's assistant would be doing more copying because they were using Aunt Millicent's old designs as inspiration and then making dresses in the same design as Aunt
Right. Yeah,
Millicent,
Millicent's assistant, Elise, her designs are very Aunt Millicent
which is
inspired.
fine because it's like,
Yeah,
a protege, like, she's kind of carrying it on. But those are
right.
the ones that look like not copies, but like inspired by.
Yeah.
Jacqueline's don't even look inspired by Aunt Millicent's at
No,
all.
they're totally different.
But as we come
Glad
to
you
find out
agree.
later, the dress itself does not matter at all. What really matters is that they're glitterized. That's the thing that
Yeah,
sets everything apart.
the glitter is all that matters, truly.
That was the difference
Um,
between saving the fashion house or it turning into a hot dogateria.
that's right. That's right. A hot dog man was trying to take over the fashion house.
So yeah, Aunt Millicent was being run out of business by Jacqueline. I would take it more as a get with the times. Apparently, Jacqueline's designs are in and yours are not, but no, it's just the copying.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
it's the copying,
that's the
sure.
problem.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. But
Then
oh
Aunt
yeah, Aunt Millicent is like trying all these different hobbies. It's very like
stand up
ADHD.
paddleboarding, parkour.
Oh
She's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I
She
hope to be half as energetic as her when I'm in, I assume, like my, 60s or something like that.
yeah, me too. Like the first time we see her, she just rolls in on roller skates.
She's great.
It's great. Yeah, yeah. I love her. But she's trying to take on these new hobbies because she's like, well, nobody likes my fashion anymore, so what's the point in doing anything? What's the point
Doing
in
anything,
well, what's the point in
doing fashion.
continuing on my fashion? Might as well do parkour. So she's trying out all these hobbies because nobody wants her fashion anymore, and that's kind of like the theme or the moral of the story is like do you, like believe in
Don't listen to the
yourself even
haters.
if right, yeah, yeah, even if nobody believes in you, you gotta don't give up.
I appreciated that this story was, I mean, even though they're still technically in school, it feels like they're not. It feels like a more adult story. Like in past movies, when Barbie is explaining this story to Kelly, it's all for like, you know, little kid morals because she's explaining it to like a 7-year-old. So it's like
Yeah,
that's how it
yeah.
goes. But this one feels more adult. It kind of feels like it tackles like a little bit of like burnout and,
Hmm.
being stuck professionally and trying to find the spark again, which I think
Yeah, and
is
trying to
is is a nice change of pace for Barbie.
yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked the message. It's just like even if you know the critics are getting you down, like just keep going and don't let that stop you.
Just don't look at what people are saying on Twitter and Google.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
It's all wrong. So it's up to Barbie and Elise to save this fashion house. Aunt Millicent is like, "Oh yeah, you guys do it, but it's fine. I'm not dealing with that. Like you can
She's
do
kind
it,
of
but
out. Yeah. Yeah. Makes me wonder what all the haters were saying about her for her to be just like, I'm done.
I'd be curious what the haters were saying about the whole copying thing Did they look at
Well,
Jacqueline's like, wow, these look just like Aunt Millicent's, but better? And like, are you insane?
yeah, yeah. What? Yeah, nobody knew. Nobody knew that they were copies because they're not fucking copies.
It's just two different styles.
Millicent and Jacqueline are both delusional. I don't know what's going on.
Oh
Okay,
man.
moving on because I can't make sense out of any of that. We now meet. Oh, did we talk about Barbie's dog?
No, I was waiting until we had to.
That's fair. Nobody
She
wants
shows
to
up
talk
earlier
about
in the
them.
movie, but it's only when we get to Paris that it becomes an issue.
Yeah. So Barbie's dog is named Sequin. She's a poodle. Um,
Big poodle.
yeah, big poodle. And then Aunt Millicent has a dog too,
Unfortunate.
named Jacques Rousseau, which I never made this connection before. I feel really, really stupid, but he's a Jack Russell Terrier, so and his name is Jacques
Okay.
Rousseau.
I never made that connection because I don't know dog breeds. So
Okay, well, I don't
also,
cancel
every
that
time
if
he
you're
was
not
on
getting
screen,
it.
I'm like, please, I need him to be forcibly removed. Like, get
Yeah,
him out of here.
I really, really hate watching this dog. The poodle's
Sequin.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah, she's just
Sequin's like
brought down
whatever.
because she is into Jacques, and it's just like,
Yeah, well,
ugh.
immediately when Sequin shows up on the scene and Jacques sees her, he's just so horny for her.
Yeah, he is
It's
so
very
into it.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean that's his character for the majority of this movie
Yeah,
is
that's what
just
he's all
being like
about.
way too turned on by Sequin.
Yep, he's obsessed with her. She is his muse.
And
He is
so
also a fashion designer.
what is up with Three Musketeers? It wasn't too bad because it was just Miette and she was kind of just there. She wasn't it wasn't super in your face. What is it with the animal sidekicks having to have the same story as as Barbie's story, but worse? Because it's the same thing again of like, oh, I have to find my muse and find my inspiration and then do fashion designing. But it's worse because it's dog fashion. It's the same. He makes the same thing like four times. It's literally just
Yeah.
like this skirt and then some sort of like little crown and necklace.
Like
Like
wow, revolutionary.
incredible. Like he makes one of those and then they have a runway show at the end and Sequin goes out multiple like Sequin and the cat go out and I'm like this is the same thing over and over.
Yeah, and the people are loving it. They're
Yeah.
losing it for this skirt, I guess. It's so dumb. I
It's the
it's
worst part
so
of this movie.
unnecessary.
I love the rest of this movie, but this it's completely unnecessary. It doesn't add anything new. It's the same plot but 10 times worse
Did they just need to
with a
fill
lot
more
more
screen
animal
time?
sexual innuendo like sexual like pressure and like
Tension?
tension and ugh.
Yeah, yeah, I did not enjoy it. I felt like I kind of related with the cat a lot of the time, Juliana, because she was kind of done with the Jacques bullshit.
Yeah, she was just I mean, she kind of came around to it at the end. I'm like, "No. No.
Yeah.
Hold your ground. No, this is stupid."
Don't give in.
When Jacques stands up on his back
Ew,
legs
ew, when he starts dancing.
to let the dogs out.
No! Make it stop.
And everyone's like, yes, this is normal. I am watching this dog stand up on his back legs and dance on this runway.
To be fair, the other dog and the cat do pull him off stage, so I don't think they were enjoying it.
No.
I would hope. I don't know who was enjoying that.
Um, Jacques. Yeah, it's by far the worst part of this movie
Yeah, it's pretty
is
bad. Yeah,
uh
don't like it when they talk. Don't like it when they get up on their hind legs and walk around like
don't
a
like the weird
person.
romance.
Yeah, I really don't like that. Yeah,
No.
it's bad. It's bad. We hate to see it.
It's they're not in it too much though. Like there's the introduction scene where Jacques meets Sequin and pops his boner for her, and then there's the like one more scene later where they're kind of doing the designing, and then it's the runway. So it's not like they're there all the time,
Yeah,
but they're there
mercifully.
enough
Yeah.
for me to be like sick of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Hmm.
Sequin got like a seat on the flight over,
Oh yeah, she did. She did.
and she was just
Uh
like eating dog treats on the flight. No, everyone was fine with that.
yeah. I wouldn't have been fine with that if I was
I'd
on
be
the
like, yo,
plane.
this dog gonna take a shit right on this seat, like right next to me. Please
Yeah,
don't.
what if you're allergic to dogs?
Oh,
What do
that's
you
true. I didn't even
do?
think about that. Yeah.
It's kind of messed up. When you think about it.
This is a dog. Dogs are allowed on this flight. You got to get the dog free flight.
Yeah, I bet it was just for Barbie.
Oh, well, there are other people on there. Did they
Well,
get
no,
on
I
her
bet she
private jet?
used Barbie used her wealth and her privilege to get the dog on the flight.
Oh, that's fair.
Maybe she bribed the pilot.
She's
Well,
got the
she
money.
knows everybody. She's got connections.
She does. Yeah. She could do it. I think she could.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her.
So let's get into these Flairies.
Yes, the
These
Flairies.
magical fairies that are not fairies because they don't have wings, but they can fly. They are in this wardrobe
They're locked in.
and
No, they're not locked in there because they can travel to different
they can travel out.
places.
And there's like stories and books written about this
Yeah, there's all this folklore about them. And
that
Elise has like heard about some of
she has a whole
the
book
legends.
just
Yeah, yeah.
reading out of this like tome here, like this huge book.
And she knows that they're here, but she doesn't know how to find them, and she's been like looking around. And then Barbie comes in and is like, "Oh, well, when I did the Three Musketeers, um, there were lots of secret passages. So I bet there's a secret passage here." And she like pulls a candlestick or something, and then the panel moves, and there's like hidden
French.
uh French script that they read
French
out,
scripture.
which
An ancient incantation to to get the
yeah, I
Flairies
guess it's
out.
just French, but but yeah, she just like, comes in and it's like for years probably Elise has been
It's
trying to
like,
figure this
where the
out.
hell is this
Where are
text?
they?
What is going on?
Yeah, and first thing Barbie's just like, "Oh yeah, no big deal. Here you
So
go."
wait, what what exactly was the folklore? Were people using it before? Like people were using the Flairies before, so somebody knew where this secret text was, and then it was just lost knowledge at some point.
Yeah. Well,
Like someone
Millicent
just
didn't
didn't pass
know.
down the knowledge to the
Yeah,
next
maybe
person.
whoever was here before Millicent knew about it but didn't yeah, pass it along.
Hmm. But they open up the wardrobe and we get shine, shimmer, and glimmer, the three
Yes.
Flairies, and
Yes.
all they do is glitterize things. But that is the difference between saving this place and having it shut down.
Yeah, they put a dress in the glitterizer and then it gets glitterized, and apparently that makes it a million times better.
I've got a question about the glitterizer. So it
Yeah.
sounded like you have to put it in the wardrobe for them to glitterize it. But there is a
Hmm.
scene later where Jacqueline is looking through her binoculars up to the second floor. And this is when they find out that the Flairies exist. No one seems to be that surprised that the Flairies exist. They're just like, oh,
Like,
I need
oh,
those. Or
okay.
like, oh, that's fine. But they're just glitterizing it out in the open. And they do that later. So what's the
Yeah,
point of
they
the
do that multiple
wardrobe?
times. It's just their home, their stasis.
But like the first
Um,
time they did it, they had to put it in there and then they glitterize it. But then once they come
maybe they
out,
were
it's fine.
shy.
But they're not shy
They didn't
anymore because
want.
they're fine flying around. Like when they're doing the runway show, with the
Mm-hmm.
Flairies,
Mm-hmm.
they just completely change the structure of the dress because the littlest one, Glimmer, she's
Glimmer.
trying to find herself. Also, they've been around for at least 100 years, if not more. How is she
Hundreds of
not?
years.
Yeah, how is
Hundreds
she?
of years.
Like she's supposed to be the inexperienced one. Was she like recently born, or has she been part of this crew for like centuries and has not
I feel
learned
like,
how to glitterize things.
yeah, I think it was implied that it's been the three of them for hundreds of years. But if so, she's just been trying and failing to glitterize things for hundreds of years.
It's gotta be
God.
rough.
Yeah, yeah, watching the other two just like throw glitter on things, I
It's
guess.
like it shouldn't be this hard.
Yeah, it
Just
really
dumping glitter
shouldn't.
on here.
Yeah, that must really suck for Glimmer.
But
But she has the most powerful power of them all, we find out at the end.
which is to remove the need for any human designer because she can just make her own designs.
Yeah, she just transforms shit. And not just dresses. She turns there's two limos at the end and she turns them into horse-drawn carriages.
Lawsuit incoming.
Yeah, what did the limo drivers think of that?
Or like the owners of the limos being like, what just happened? My two limos got turned into carriages. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
It-
Mm,
no, I
I
think
don't
I
know.
think I'd take the limo. Actually,
Yeah. Well, and
where
she
does her
wait,
power
well,
stop?
there's horse-drawn carriages, so she
She created
created
horses. She
horses.
created sentient creatures.
Yeah, she created life.
Did she like turn the engine into like a sentient creature
Holy
of the
shit.
engine of the limo?
Wow, the implications of this. She is too powerful.
And no one seems to care.
Well, they're just like, "Yeah, nice job. You did
Yeah.
it.
Or
You're a
like
designer."
all
No,
the
she's God.
audience. she is she is God at this point. Yeah. She can just
Where does
craft
it stop?
things. I don't know.
She can just create humans.
That is the question. Where does it stop? I don't. Maybe there is no stop. She can just create whatever she wants.
Wow.
But no one seems to like care. Well, they care, but they're like, "Wow, that's so cool." Instead of like, "What just happened?" When
Holy
these
shit.
tiny Flairies go around Barbie and completely transform her dress in front of everybody's eyes into something completely different. And everyone's just
Mhm.
like, "Wow, that's really cool." Instead of like,
Yeah, I
"What
like
in the
that.
world just happened?"
Hmm. Yeah, maybe they thought it wasn't real or it was like a trick or something. But
Maybe.
when Millicent found out about the Flairies too, she was just like, "Whoa!" but also adjusted to it pretty
Yeah, she's like, "All
fast.
right, cool.
All
I'm
right,
still not gonna
yeah,
help, but that's pretty
fairies.
cool."
I know. I love how they're like, we got these magical creatures who can, like, I guess throw glitter on
Bedazzled
shit.
dresses.
Yeah, yeah. They're hiding in your wardrobe. We did this incantation to make them come out, and they're magical. And Millicent's still like, yeah, I don't need to be a part of this.
We still don't have the money.
Yeah. Well, the Glimmer could create money,
She could. Yeah. Well, that was
but
later. We
she
didn't
didn't.
know that
Yeah.
until the but now, yeah, we have infinite money glitch. Is Glimmer.
Also, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I kind of prefer the dresses before they're glitterized. The glitter is kind of blinding. It's a lot.
Yeah. Um actually when Jacqueline she steals them for a little bit to get them to glitterize her dresses, I think her dresses look a little bit better glitterized because she's got
Hmm.
darker tones on the
Yeah.
outfits, and so the glitter can kind of bring out a little bit more color and make them a little bit brighter to like vibrant
Yeah.
alongside the darker tones.
I
But
would agree with that.
Millicent's designs are already quite bright, so
Yes.
it just makes them even brighter.
It's a little overkill, honestly. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
I don't. For me, I don't know if it's better or worse. I feel like I'd be in the mood for one or the other if I wanted to be
Oh,
loud
okay.
or not. I will say
I
that when they
see.
glitterize one of the dresses and then the lady walks in, is like, I need to have this, like their first customer, and
I
she
have
buys
it.
it and she walks out the door in it. I'm like, that's not a dress that you just wear on the streets. It looks really out of
No.
place.
You gotta save that for a special occasion.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think
Also, I wonder how much she paid for it.
Yeah, they didn't say how much. But she said it was a
Yeah.
steal. So then Barbie was like, all right, great. Triple the price for the next one.
Yep. Yep.
Now we know. Yeah, I don't know if the glittering was really necessary, but
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah. It just. Yeah. It was a lot for my eyes at times.
I mean, the entirety of Paris is a lot for my eyes. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
so bright.
Oh, also the lady who got the dress, wasn't she Eris from the Mermaid Tale?
Was she? She did look kind of familiar.
Yeah, I think she
She
might
might
have
have been.
been.
Yeah. I mean, it was Eris had a lot going on with her outfit, so
Yeah, but
could be
if you
easy to
if you
miss, but
strip
yeah.
that away, she's got the same haircut, the same kind of face shape.
Yeah.
I think that was her.
What is up with all of these actors that have since moved to France since they wrapped filming on Mermaid Tale?
They're just following Barbie and Ken, I guess.
And yeah,
They're just fans.
they all just got to hang around Barbie.
Mhm. And I would too.
Yeah. Did you notice that once again the question? I get well the question may be answered here. The animals do understand English. They asked like Barbie and Co. asked Jacques and the rest of them like, "Oh, did you design this or something?" Or like, "Let's do this," and they like nod their head like they fully
Ugh.
understood because they
But
had when they do the fashion show, the dog fashion is part of it. Which one? Like, oh yeah, let's just let the dog make some fashion. Their paws, they can definitely
I
do it.
guess. Oh
But
yeah, you see a sequin like using a sewing machine at one point.
but they're able to give direction to the animals as to what they need for this fashion show, and the animals can do it.
Yeah, it is impressive.
So in this
So that
universe, Flairies aren't super surprising, and animals understanding human speech that clearly is
but
also
the humans,
expected.
yeah, but the humans don't understand the animal speak.
No, they don't. It's just like barking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I never
Yeah.
know if it's just in universe. Be like, oh, it's Mermaid Tale. So it's just this is how this movie is set up. This is real life.
Yeah,
This is
this
real.
is so real.
Yeah.
This actually happened.
So this is the laws of the actual Barbie universe, not a
Yeah,
film.
flairies are real.
Flares are real. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
A lot of questions answered in this movie.
Yeah, if you were wondering if flairies are real,
They
you now
are.
know.
I mean, I
They
guess
are.
Thumbelina, they were real. That wasn't a
Yeah,
movie.
wildebeest are real too.
Twillerbies are real as well.
Mhm. Mhm. And
So much.
in the next movie, fairies are real
Oh,
also,
yeah.
not just
Everything is
flairies.
real. Nothing's off the table in this universe.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, I don't know about zombie peas. I don't think they're real.
Not explained.
Yeah.
Unsure.
Mhm.
That's a maybe.
Mhm. Though there's a later scene where Ken is on, I think he's on the plane
He
again. He's
is.
on
Yeah, he's
another
finally
plane.
flying to Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of wedged between two zombie peas who are going to VeggieCon.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Specifically in France.
Yeah, it's in France for some reason, and I don't know why they had to wear their pea costumes on the flight, but they did.
Did they have to buy multiple
Um,
seats for that?
I know they take
Kind of
up a
takes
lot
up
of room.
a lot of space. They're very wide.
Hmm. Yeah, but one of the zombie peas was my tag. The the vegetarian zombie pea because I am more pescatarian, but vegetarian.
Yeah, you can
So I related to
get
the
creative
zombie
with it.
pea. Yeah, yeah, I'll be
They have to be
flexible.
cannibals,
Yes.
to eat their own kind, eat the peas.
Right, right. If peas are eating vegetables, that is cannibal behavior.
Yeah.
But I guess that is what zombies do, just
So
in
then
general.
Barbie in the movie was totally fine.
She was safe, yeah, because she wasn't
She
a
wasn't a pea.
vegetable.
She wasn't a vegetable. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're just really dedicated. When they're walking out after they get off the flight, they're still in their costumes
Yeah, they're committed. I respect that.
as they're walking on the freeway.
Mhm.
I'm like, so I don't know if you should be walking here. Also,
Well,
when
it's
Ken when Ken gets to Paris, he finally gets there and he gets a taxi. This taxi driver, what in the world?
what an
Like,
asshole.
so they're stuck in traffic for a little while, and then they get out, and then there's a flat tire, and this taxi driver refuses to change the tire, and so then Ken is like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna change the tire, whatever." And then
Yeah,
this
Ken has to
taxi
go
driver
do
is like,
it.
"Ugh, tourists, like,
Bruh.
is that normal tourist behavior to change the tire for you?"
Wow, be grateful.
Love Ken.
Yeah.
He's doing everything he can,
Mm.
still with his ripped pants.
I know, I know. He's really going for it. He's got to make it to Barbie.
He does eventually. But before
Mhm.
that, the Flairies have to get kidnapped,
You mean
and to
Flairy napped?
the Flairy napped. Yeah, sorry. When they get back and they explain to Barbie and friends that they got Flairy napped, no one cares.
Just like, all right, well, you're back now. Now
Yeah, they're
glitterize
like,
some
"Well, we
shit.
got Flairy nap," and they're like, "Well, but thank God, because now you can glitterize all of our stuff, and it's all good to go." Like they do not
Yeah.
care. They do not
We
ask
got
who
a
did
fashion
it
show to
or
run.
anything. Yeah, come on, we got bigger things to worry about here.
Yeah, you're right. They don't give a shit.
Get the Flairies back, and we get to the final runway scene. The hot dog guy shows up
In his hot dog
in his hot dog suit.
costume.
I'm not sure why he needed to show up. Like
Yeah, I
he
don't
needed
know.
that money that night.
I think he wanted to like rub it in their faces
Why
that
is he so
like
like? It seems like he has it out for Millicent specifically.
yeah,
Like, isn't
yeah, it
there
does.
other like locations that he could set up shop? No.
I know.
Like, why is it
Yeah, I
so
wonder.
personal?
Yeah, what happened? Did she slight him in some way? Is he jealous of her success?
Or her failure because
Oh,
she's
that's
been
true. She's
failing more
failing now.
recently. I would think that there'd be
Hmm.
a better spot that's more suited for a restaurant. He's gonna have to do a lot of work to this place. There's nothing set up to make a restaurant.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
realized there's a lot of people in food outfits in this. You got the zombie peas and you have hot dog man.
Hmm. And they're all very committed to
They
their
are.
identities as hot dogs and peas.
Yeah, they just live in the suits.
Yeah, yeah.
We get Jacqueline's fashion show first, and
Hmm.
when the magic is unstable because the Flairies weren't inspired, they
No,
were good designs.
I know. I liked them.
I think they just it's not inspiration. It's just like I like this specific style, and that's the only one that I'll do.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
Yeah. But when they're not inspired, their magic like disintegrates
It's like
the
melting
dresses.
and
Yeah.
like stinking.
Is
Apparently,
that
there's like a stench.
dangerous to the people wearing it? Is it gonna like burn onto their skin like the
It kind of
tar
looked
from
like it. It
the?
was like acid. I mean, they were kind of acid green, so actual
Yeah.
acid. It did look like it was burning through the clothes.
Hopefully, it wasn't
Um,
burning through their skin.
yeah, yeah. We can only hope.
Send these people to the hospital, like third-degree burns because
They're
of the
not
Flairies.
okay.
The Flairies committed murder.
Wow, they are very powerful,
Yeah.
especially Glimmer.
Now that's the question. If Glimmer got her power, she gets her power afterwards to be able to transform anything. What would happen if she wasn't inspired but forced to transform something?
Oh fuck.
Like if she wasn't
Oh
inspired by those
no.
limos but then made the horse-drawn carriages, would the horses have like died?
Or turned into something
Yeah, like a
else.
demon.
Yeah. Bring some eldritch horror into existence.
Because there's a lot of
Oh
power
god.
behind those hands.
Yeah. Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Let's not think about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this final runway scene where we get all of the dresses. Um, they're all pretty, yeah, they're fine.
They're all right. I
The
was honestly I wasn't that inspired.
I was more
Um,
inspired by Jacqueline's, I think.
yeah, me too. So that's more of our taste. Barbie also has to do a lot of quick changes because she's the only model.
She is. She's like changing her hair too. How is she doing
Yeah,
it that fast?
yeah. Or do the everybody watching is just kind of like waiting for
Yeah.
her to
The
come on
show's
next.
actually like 4 hours long.
Yeah. Like, all right, she's got to
When's the
change into
next
her
one?
next
It's
outfit
been
and
like
do her
45 minutes.
hair.
Is she coming back? She all
Yeah.
right in there?
Yeah, I don't know why Elise couldn't have
I was
like worn
expecting
some
her to
of the
go out.
outfits.
It's
Yeah, me
because the
too.
designer can't wear their own dresses, but they were all designing it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was mostly Elise, but yeah, she definitely could have
Hmm. What did you
instead of
think
making
of
Barbie do all the work.
the flagship dress? This is when Glimmer finds her power and transforms Barbie's dress, and there's this like light up like firework on the front.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really loud.
it's flashy.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of liked it. It was fun. It was a lot, but it was fun. I
It
don't.
sets
I
itself
can't
apart.
remember what. Yeah, I can't remember what the original looked like, so I don't know which one I preferred. But it was a good like last outfit, last hurrah kind of look. It's. I mean, you would wear that for a very specific occasion. You're not going to be wearing that one
Wearing that
out and
out like that
about.
lady walking out on the streets.
Yeah, I could wear it to like a rave or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It was a little big, so it might be getting in the way,
That's true.
but
Yeah.
it could fit in.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not sure where else I would wear that to. Some kind of
Well, they
party.
go to like uh this fashion party thing
At a
afterwards.
castle. Is that a fucking
Yeah, what?
castle?
Also, they started this how long do you think this runway show was?
Whoa, we say like 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours. If she's able to change really quickly, like minimum like 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe.
It started at 8 p.m., which means that earliest this thing finished was like 10. Later, it could have been midnight. And they go to this party right afterwards. A late party.
Yeah, keep the
This is
party
just,
going.
yeah, drinks flowing and stuff. It's a
Yeah,
late night party.
that'd be fun. I would go. It looked like a great time.
Yeah.
So when the credits were rolling, they were playing footage from the party.
Ken drops like the thing of cupcakes.
Oh yeah,
And then we get more
Ken
sexual
and
tension with the animals.
no, no more. Well, we got
Also,
to talk about Ken.
we do. Well, first, I have one other thing about the runway show. So they need to get
Mm,
this money to save the fashion house. And
yes.
one lady rolls in, is like, I will take 10,000 pieces. How long would it take two people to make 10,000 dresses?
Well, they can make the dogs do it too.
Employ the dog. Can the dogs make actual human dresses or fashion, or is it
Hmm.
only dog or pet
They can only make
fashion?
those dog skirts.
I mean, yeah, it's seemingly that's the only thing he can design.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. But yeah, put the dogs to work. Um, yeah, how long? Yeah, how long is
But
it gonna
like,
take for
let's
them to make
say
10,000
what
pieces?
they're able to make one per person per day, right? Like Millicent and Elise can make one dress each completely per day.
Hmm. I mean, that's still really
I
impressive.
feel like that's fast, right? And
Yeah, that's really
if
fast.
they don't work, if they work every single day, like no weekends or anything, I feel like that would take them what, like 365 days times like two dresses per. I feel like you'd be working for like 10 years at least, like a decade to get through that order.
Yeah.
And that order was just to pay off the hot dog guy.
Right, so do they have the materials for this? Do they have the money for this?
I mean,
Right, because they
Millicent
just
said
give it
she
to the
was
hot
moving
dog
to the
guy.
country, so maybe she would sell her other property. But if that's the case, why did she just sell the property to begin with and just open back up when she realized there were magical beings in her shop?
Well, they have Glimmer, so Glimmer can just make the 10,000 pieces.
It's true. We don't know where her powers end. Like, can you just now give her? Well, they still have to design something to get her inspired, right? Could they just like draw
Oh,
up a mock? But then if you inspire her once, she can be like a conveyor belt, right? And just pump them out.
yeah,
So
I would
if you need
assume.
10,000 pieces of very similar things or of just like this line, which is like, I don't know, 8 dresses, like you could just have her. When does the inspiration stop on like the 9,000th dress that she's made? Like the same
Yeah.
design?
Yeah, does she need some material that's already there in order to transform it? She can't just create something out of nothing,
Yeah, she needs
right?
something else. So they just need a bunch of materials, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some of it is out of nothing. Like that dress, that final dress with Barbie had no sort of like lighting sort of things, but she created that. So she
Yeah,
can
but out
create
of
new things. She just needs
yes.
a base, I
Right, so it
guess.
could be anything. I don't think she was that inspired by the limos.
Apparently enough. She's just like, I'm just gonna try this power out.
Yeah, I don't think she has to be inspired. I think she can just
She can just
create.
create things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
All
no
right.
problem.
Let's talk about Ken. He finally makes it.
Thank God.
And they're like together in this. We get two different scenes where they kiss, which
I
is
know I was
I
thinking does
I
that happen in other Barbie movies? Do we see the characters kiss?
I feel like we don't see it very often.
Yeah.
Like when it happened, I was like, oh, like we're
Oh,
having
they're
that.
showing
Yeah.
it?
And they're also just like doing that on the runway when everybody's watching, just having this whole
Yeah.
conversation and then a kiss and stuff.
I know he
And
kind
his
of
pants are
interrupts
still
the
ripped.
runway. But then Glimmer
She was
changes
inspired
his
by the ripped pants and she
That's right.
decided to make a new outfit for him.
But it wasn't glittery. She didn't glitterize
No,
it.
the
It was
dudes get no
just
glitter. No glitter for the
hmm,
guys.
that's a shame.
How do you think it feels? Like, does it feel like you're just wearing the same clothes, but it just changes form? Or do you feel the clothes changing and morphing around you as you're wearing them?
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. Because it's real. It's not an illusion.
Yeah.
It's real fabric and texture. So you would
You
feel
would
it, I would
feel it
think.
changing on you? That'd be weird.
Ugh. Yeah. Because the limo drivers would feel the car changing around them.
Yeah, like what is happening?
Oh
Oh my god,
God.
the world's ending.
Why is there a horse here now?
I don't have a license for this.
Yeah, I think you would feel it.
Yeah. Also for Barbie, I feel like she should have been even more surprised than she actually was that Ken was there. I mean, she was like really happy that he was there, but it was like just like cross country flight and all of this stuff.
Yeah, she didn't seem that
She
that
was like, "Oh my god,
surprised.
like, oh, I'm so glad you're here."
Mhm.
Instead of like,
Mhm.
"What?"
What are you doing here?
He also did not explain what happened. He was just like, "I would never break up with you," and she believes it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because he did the grand gesture, so
Yeah, it's
of
true. It
course.
wasn't like so me and Raquel, we were recording these lines. She was trying to practice for this play, but then she took those lines and then called you on my phone while I was taking a dump, and then she made it seem like I was breaking up with you because the script was exactly like a breakup,
Mhm.
but it
Mhm.
wasn't true.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess all the people at the fashion show, maybe they weren't super invested in knowing about
They
that.
were invested enough to be fine with them just chatting there for a little while.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. But yeah, Barbie just kind of accepted it. Um I guess they'll talk about it later.
Hopefully, Raquel comes
Yeah.
back though, so they still
I know they
hang
still
out.
associate with her.
Just like why?
I don't know. She's
Awful
such a
human.
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go
Oh,
to the party. Did you notice that Elise got together with the DJ
yeah,
at the
hell yeah,
end? I
get
was
it,
like, all
Elise.
right.
Yeah.
Didn't realize the DJ also got invited to this party.
Hell yeah. Also, at one point, the DJ was playing a track that just said Barbie on it,
Oh,
like the CD or the
was it just a
record, I
soundtrack
guess.
to one of her films or something?
I guess.
He just everything has to be branded,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Oh, and when they're on the way to the party, Spencer shows up, the assistant from the beginning. I was like, how did he get there so fast after all the trials and tribulations Ken
Yeah,
went
he
through?
got an easier flight.
Yeah, but he's like chasing after them in the horse-drawn carriage, and he's like, Barbie, we want you back. We want you to direct. So potentially Barbie is going to direct another
I mean, at the
movie.
beginning, the director was like, "Are you trying to steal my job?" And she was
Mm-hmm.
not like, "No, I'm not. I want to be an actor." She was like, "No, I'm not trying to do that." Like, I think she wants to be a director. I think
Yeah,
she wants to
yeah.
go beyond acting.
She can act and direct. She can do it all.
Hmm.
Well, it just makes me wonder if the future movies are directed by Barbie as well as acted.
Well, the ones where it's her probably not, but maybe the Kelly. But then she acted in Mermaid Tale, where it's Kelly Sheridan. But maybe when it's the newest voice actor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. Oh, also, Jacqueline comes and apologizes. And it was like, oh, maybe
Yeah,
we can work together. It was nice to see a villain actually apologize, even
I
though she
know. I
didn't
feel like
really
that's
need to.
rare.
I mean, she needed to apologize for kidnapping the Flairies, sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was kind of the only like bad thing she did. She was just making her own designs.
Yeah, and then saying she was copying them?
Like, oh,
I
maybe we
don't
can
get
work
it.
together. I'm like, please don't have Aunt Millicent like sand off the edges of your designs and just make them all the same.
Yeah, we don't
Like,
need more
please
of
do
that.
your actual designs.
Mhm. Mhm. But it was nice to see to have a bit of a redemption for the villain character.
Yeah, we don't get that very often. I was wanting
Mhm.
that in Mermaid Tale and we didn't get it, so
Yeah, yeah. I also really liked Delphine, the assistant. She's kind of ditzy and fun.
almost gets strangled by the binoculars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then as soon as she stops getting strangled, she's fine.
Yeah, she's chill.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun.
Hmm.
And yeah, then we end with is this the first time that no, we got post credit or we got credit scenes. Did we get
I don't
like
remember.
within
It felt
credit
like the first
scenes
time. I It's usually just like bloopers, but this wasn't bloopers. It was like we're at the after party now and we're
in
getting
the
scenes
credits?
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that was the first time they've done something like that.
Now don't worry, we do get bloopers.
Oh yeah.
Half
Oh
of it
yeah.
is just the animals. Almost
Oh,
all of it
yeah,
actually.
pretty much all of it. It's like Jacques gets glitterized
It was
and
really
then
funny, and then he like
it's
shook it
so
all off
funny.
everywhere. And
Mhm.
then the cat rides the roller skates in slow mo. That was
Mhm.
great.
Hilarious. Very funny.
Jacques really wants the hot dog. I don't know if it's just to eat the hot dog or something more. I couldn't tell with Jacques,
Yeah, I think he's a little horny for the hot dog
but
too.
like the hot dog man's gonna get assaulted by Jacques.
Yeah, and a bunch of other dogs.
Oh God. Then Shimmer runs into a window because there was a dress and they're fairies, so they don't know what windows are apparently.
Yeah. And then the
And then
dogs were on a moped.
Sequin was just driving the moped. They can just do
Yeah.
that, I guess.
Yeah. She's basically a human. She
And then,
uses the sewing machine. She rides on the airplane.
yeah, they all are all very human-like, very
And
gross.
she's big too.
Yeah, she could fit on there. She'd be able to like reach everything. And
Hmm.
then she just like launches Jacques off the moped, and he just flies over to where Barbie and Elise are having a meal. He's like, "Oh, haha, you're here."
Hmm.
This is one of the weaker
Again,
bloopers. I'm gonna be honest. It was just the
yeah,
animals.
not memorable.
We just need to bring back the scenes where they get a phone call in the middle of the scene. That's always funny.
Yeah, or one of the princes starts breakdancing.
Or he's
Those
like
ones are
wearing a
my favorite.
clown outfit or something, clown nose.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, you need more of those.
Yeah, more of the classic bloopers. Unfortunately, this classic film did not have the classic
No,
bloopers.
it didn't. So that is Barbie, a fashion fairy tale. I think it's reached classic status now,
Yeah,
15 years
I agree.
later, because this one is a classic. Um, Flip flopping between an A and an S on this because of those animal sidekicks.
They're
They're
really dragging it
really
down.
gross. I do not like them. But I think because they're not in it all the time, there are enough scenes where they're not really there or doing anything. It can stand as an S.
Wow.
One of the few Barbie movies to get the Barbie Council S ranking.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is your favorite. Had to be up there.
And it still is. It holds up all these years later. I like
Yeah.
them even if they're in school still. I like the more adult theming and messaging. It resonates more with me now than some of the earlier movies where we're just teaching a lesson to Kelly. I like the vibe of the modern movies and the modern like in universe movies, and it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to have one that's not based on anything, even if it's called a classic.
It's a
It's
classic.
nice to have an original story
Mm-hmm.
to
An original
watch,
classic.
an original classic, yeah. And then Ken, of course.
Oh,
Ken
what a bro.
steals the show in this. Every
Yeah,
scene
he's
that he's in is great.
I know he's not even in it that much, but like when I remember this movie, he's just such a standout.
Whether it's him just getting super annoyed by the child, getting rained on after he missed his train, ripping his pants, changing the taxi dude's tire, like
Yeah, he just keeps going. I mean, the movie's about not giving up, and he really like
that's
he
true. Yeah,
doesn't
he
give up.
embodies that.
Yeah,
Even
he
if
sure
he
does.
didn't deserve to go through this,
I know.
he
He
just got
really did.
set up. But that just shows what
God.
kind of a guy he is. That
Yeah.
even when he's set
Yeah.
up like this, none of it was his fault. He still does the grand gesture.
Yeah, what a good dude.
On the villain Jacqueline, I did like that she got some redemption at the end, but in terms
Mhm.
of the plan, it didn't make sense because she wasn't copying. As a fashion designer, give her like an A. It's great.
I know. Yeah,
It's
I
great
loved her
fashion.
designs.
As a
Mhm.
villain, I struggle to see how she's a villain. I just think she's making her own designs, and Aunt Millicent's designs were going out of fashion.
You know who the real villain is?
Oh, Raquel?
Raquel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, she's the devious
She
one.
set this whole thing in motion. If Raquel didn't play that recording, this whole movie doesn't happen.
Mhm.
And her actions were much more evil than anybody else's.
Yeah, yeah, malicious.
What would you give Raquel then as a villain who was on screen for like a minute?
A minute. Yeah, huh. Well, it's hard because I know she comes back in the later movies,
She does.
um, or
But
maybe just the next one.
despite everything,
Yeah,
she comes
yeah.
back.
She's a piece of shit. Um, maybe I give her. Maybe
Maybe we can come back to this when we see her
we'll
again
come back
because
to.
she's
Yeah,
also kind of a villain then.
yeah. I need more information
We'll give a
about her
true
to rank
villain
her.
ranking for her later.
Hmm.
The animals, oh god.
Wait, did we give a? I don't think we
Oh,
said our
C.
rating. Yeah, C for
Yes.
Jacqueline.
So
She was
Jacqueline gets
fine.
a C. Yeah, the animal sidekicks, it's an easy F for Jacques. Absolutely disgusting. Sequin, on her own, she's not too bad, but she keeps giving Jacques the time of day, which is
Yeah,
really unfortunate. So I had to drop her down to an F because,
F by association.
yeah, well, she's just empowering him to continue to be disgusting.
She's his enabler.
Ugh. And then Juliana's barely in it. Sometimes I wonder why she's here.
Yeah,
Like, besides her helping to save the Flairies, she didn't really do anything
yeah.
besides
She was
being
just
the
kind of
hater
there.
version for the animals.
Oh.
because it
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
follow the
she was
story
the critic.
exactly.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm. But then she came around at the end.
she did.
Yeah. Yeah, she was fine. I'd just give her a C,
Yeah,
whatever.
this is a good movie. Yeah,
Yeah, solid film.
but it doesn't slow down after a fashion fairy tale because we are in the midst of several high quality classic movies, even if only this one is labeled as a classic. Because on next month's episode, we've got Barbie: A Fairy Secret,
Ugh,
which
more
is
Ken,
another
more
banger.
Ken.
It's just
Peak.
this group of characters, I think. Like it
They're
all
really
just works
good.
so well together with
Mhm,
Barbie and
mhm.
Ken and Raquel and like this vibe of these next couple of
Yes.
movies.
I know, I wish there were more, with this vibe, honestly. It's
Yeah,
really good.
they abandoned it too soon
I know. They got the dream team.
because Charm School is different.
Yeah, Charm School, yeah, it's not real life. It's Barbie acting again?
And then we get into A Perfect Christmas where it's like her family,
That
which
one's
is
real.
completely
Yeah.
different. But like it's a
Mhm.
different vibe than these two.
Yeah, we don't get Ken or Raquel in that one.
No. So we gotta soak it up with Fashion Fairy Tale and Fairy Secret
Yes, enjoy it while we got it.
because it's so good. But that is going to do it for us on this month's episode of the Barbie Council. New episodes release on the first of every month. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts. And we are also on YouTube at the Barbie Council. There you can watch the video version of the podcast launching alongside the audio version every month. So subscribe to the channel so you can be notified of each new episode and make sure to follow us on your podcast service of choice as well.
If you want to follow our podcast on social media, we are at Barbie Council on Instagram. Our email is thebarbiecouncil@gmail.com.
So that wraps up this month's meeting of the Barbie Council. Until next month, meeting
Meeting
adjourned.
adjourned.